Hello, everybody. It is Salty Boy here today with my friend Madison, talking about Blood on the Clock Tower. So last time we talked about ways to improve on the game. So now we're talking about the Slayer. So Madison, you picked the Slayer today. Why do you want to pick the Slayer?
Slayer's just a really fun role, I think. It's the ability to declare a target and then shoot him. You get one bullet. Very interesting mechanic, and you can even use it for mind games if you decide to claim that that's your role. So it's a very sort of interesting mix of deception and also guesswork.
Interesting, yeah, that's good. That's really good points. And Slayer's one of my favorite characters. I like their ability to see a lot of information. They can be super impactful. Nice, Daniel. Super impactful ability, but the evil team can also use it against them. And I think it's really interesting that any person can claim the role and use it during the day.
Mm-hmm. There's only the one person who gets to actually use it, and that is the Slayer themselves. So definitely opens up the alley for a lot of mind games. You know, if you are the Slayer, obviously you use your excellent powers of deduction that we definitely have. Excellent powers of deduction in order to see who may be the demon and then give a reasonable guess. I know that I had an experience where I had a reasonable guess who the evil person was,
Unfortunate game,
but I was a little bit too late as they were the Scarlet Woman.
That is one of the drawbacks of the character. Is if you shoot the Scarlet Woman, they're not the demon, so everyone will confirm them as not the demon. But then once the demon dies, the Scarlet Woman will become the demon and be confirmed not the demon while being the demon.
It's a little
Really
bit
unfortunate.
a little bit painful, but you know what? All in good fun.
Yeah, all in good fun. The name of Blood on the Clock Tower. So when do you think is a good time to bluff the Slayer as an evil player?
As an evil player specifically, it's very hard to pin down the exact timing of when a bluff for Slayer might be good, but I think that you can definitely bluff Slayer at any point in time. It's just I think that even though the Slayer's role is an interesting one, bluffing Slayer is a very complex situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you have all these variables, really. Like people might believe you, and
Right.
people might not believe you. You know, because in this game, since you never really know who someone is until the end of the game, really, then it's really hard to, you know. So it's a very interesting sort of situation.
And also we didn't talk about yet, but if the poisoner poisons the Slayer that night, the next day their ability doesn't work.
I did also forget that. Yeah,
that is a really important thing that people forget about because the poisoner reads during their night and their day actions malfunction. So it can be really unfortunate and hard to confirm if the Slayer shot did not malfunction. A really good point I like to bring up is there's a really good combo with the Recluse and the Slayer, where the Recluse can register as the demon. So you can have the Slayer shoot the Recluse and confirm the Slayer is actually the Slayer if the Recluse actually dies to the ability.
Oh, I do not know that was how it works. Okay, so that's... Well, but that also kind of backfires then because technically the Recluse is still town.
Correct.
So that's...
But you confirm the Slayer at least. You have a confirmed town. It also depends on where you're at the game. So, like, if you're getting with a lot less people and you want to confirm town going into Final 3 is really useful.
Well, and although I understand that, the problem that I find there is specifically once you confirm the Slayer, I mean, what else do they do? Because their job is done if they shoot someone.
True, but I mean, a confirmed town is really good. I mean, it's like the Virgin, pretty much, but you kill off the Recluse instead of an actually good, useful town. That's good for your team.
That's fair. And also, if the demon's trying to bluff as the Recluse, you know, big brain. Then yeah, no, it's definitely
actually win unless you're the Scarlet Woman. Yeah, which is really unfortunate.
It goes crazy.
Not to meta read anything, but generally when I'm the storyteller, I like to put a Scarlet Woman in the game when there's a Slayer. just because in case the Slayer has a lucky shot and kills a demon really early on,
Doesn't
it'll
end it
pass.
immediately.
It'll
Yeah,
pass, yeah.
makes it a little bit interesting.
Yeah, and they also don't trust their shot sometimes. They're like, oh, maybe I shot this shot. Well, then
We always love our interesting games. Let me say that.
True. We've had some definitely crazy games for sure.
But yeah, no. So I guess now probably the most logical segue that I can think of is what can really help the Slayer, you know?
Like user ability or
Like, think about it like this, right? The Slayer is your sort of go-to, like, he has the ability to stop the demon
instantly,
right?
during the day, yeah.
So then, what complements him?
Good rolls that pair with the demon. My first thing I think of is a fortune teller, because you can pick two players and find out that neither of them is the demon. So you have people that like you don't need to shoot,
So you
obviously.
can confirm.
People that aren't the demon.
Assuming
The fortune teller isn't drunk or poisoned.
or the red herring.
Or the red herring.
No.
The red herring, yeah, true.
Assuming the conditions line up, of course.
Yeah,
But
you have all these perfect information. Also, the Slayer can be really good for like getting your information rolls to come out with their information.
Mhm.
Like I'm the Slayer, but I'm gonna shoot, and then you don't shoot, and you wait for people to like help you. Like, oh, I'm the empath, when someone's next to me is bad, or like you have people coming out with their information.
Yeah, you can get your information out of people in order to see who should get shot, and then you can determine. It's a very much deductive reasoning type role, so it's definitely not my kind of role.
I love the Slayer, so it's a great role.
It's definitely an interesting one.
Yep, for sure. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we call it a night?
Not really, but I don't know. It's weird because the Slayer is like, I think arguably the Slayer's the sort of simplest role that
at face value to
have.
understand. Yeah,
Like it's super straightforward. It's like you shoot someone, and if they're demon, they die. But like whenever you bring it into the context of the game, it's got so much application that it's very hard to pin down when the good use of it as a bluff is, and so it's very, very interesting sort of multifaceted role. It's got that like in terms of skill floor and skill ceiling, very approachable, but definitely it's got a high roof. So
yeah. Also, like you can use it in tandem with as an information character because you confirm that a character is actually the character they say as. So if someone claims and there's no double up, you think that they're either a real person, like a real town, or the demon, and you confirm that they're not the demon, so you probably can trust them in their information. Unless they're drunk, then everything is turned out of the way, and everything you knew is a lie. So
well, that's just blood on the clock
tower. Okay, well, thank you for joining us, and have a great day. So SLAYER. So Madison,